The man's is ready, and he's drinking his water.
Oh, come on.
What?
Do the intro.
I mean, sometimes we like these candid openings where we're just doing our natural thing and then go into the intro. Yeah. That's our funniest moments.
Then again, I don't listen to our openings, so I don't know when you officially start things. So,
I mean, typically I start at the intro, but if we are having a good moment beforehand, I'll sneak us in.
And that was a good moment right there.
It was. Anyway, hello everyone, this is JPL. Today I'm joined with
Christopher.
Yes, and we're a podcast name in brackets. In brackets.
I was legitimately thinking about it, going in brackets, and making some comment about an echo. By the way, this episode is sponsored by Disney Plus. Echo is arriving on Disney Plus next year.
Congrats! I didn't know we got a sponsor.
Fine print. This
Can I get free Disney Plus, guys? No.
That'd be nice.
I have to pay extra now because that's something that they would do, I'm sure. Make us pay extra.
Rip.
They don't give out deals, but they'll make us pay.
Oh yeah. The only deal is if you've never used Disney Plus before, you can get it for was it
$2?
No, their Disney Plus Day deal. What was it?
It was
$2 for the first month.
Yeah, and that deal's done.
Deal's done.
It's done.
It's done.
It was so weak. Hulu was like, you know what? 99 cents a month for a whole year. Disney Plus.
Okay. Okay, Peacock right now, they're doing $2 a month for a year. And
that sounds great, but I'm not sure I want to pay.
Here's the reason why I'm considering it.
Why?
The Office. I don't like The Office. However, I sometimes watch The Office to try to go to sleep.
Okay.
They just moved the whole Office to premium. Like when they first opened Peacock, the first 2 seasons were for free.
Mm-hmm.
Then eventually seasons 3 through 5 were also free. But they just moved it all to premium.
At some point, that 70s shows moved to Peacock. I didn't even know that.
Did it? Huh.
It just...
Well, I'll actually be legitimately honest. First off, I think it made sense for the first 2 seasons to kind of be free on Peacock. Yeah. To kind of get people used to the platform. I was surprised when the first 5 seasons were for free, because it's almost like, well, especially for fans of The Office, what's the point of getting Peacock? Because you can essentially watch most of The Office for free, right? But now, especially having that taste, and again, it's not like I watch The Office. I only watch it to go to sleep, right? But now that I've had it like that, I'm sad. I'm almost willing to pay $25 so I can go to sleep at night.
Really?
I'm considering it. Yeah.
I mean...
Isn't that pathetic?
If it keeps you from buying records. I mean, vinyl.
Well, it's still gonna happen. Let's be honest. Buying a year of Peacock is only preventing me from getting 1 album.
You madman.
Me.
You're the madman.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I am a madman. What
yeah,
we talked about? We talked about how I have almost 100 or purchased almost 100.
Yes.
Last time? Yeah,
yes.
Okay, that was last time.
Yeah. We had Seafall this weekend.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Ooh. How was parking?
I mean, actually it was not that bad.
Okay.
But still, you know how it is.
Yeah.
It's never great. But anyway, let's see. I went to Cracker Barrel for lunch today after church.
Nice.
I'm saying this randomly because I got a burger, and my burger was all pink. And you know me.
So what'd you do?
I was like, I just ate what I could and just left what was rest. So the middle part was all pink, and I didn't eat that, which is a shame because I love the middle part.
Right.
I'm a man who likes things to be thoroughly cooked.
Why didn't you say, hey, could I
Because, Christopher, we spent an hour waiting to be seated and another hour for our food to come in. At this point,
no.
I was like, you know what? I'm done. I don't care. It was
Okay,
that's
rough.
that's what Sunday after church and Seafall weekend does to Crack a Barrel.
John, that is a terrible combination. What made you think that was a good idea?
It was not my idea. It's my parents. Like, let's go to Cracker Barrel because we were entertaining guests the weekend as well. And so,
And you had guests.
yes. Yes, it was an interesting time.
It's like the worst combination. Like, it's the best combination with the worst results.
I'm sure, yeah.
John,
I mean, it wasn't all bad. We had cinnamon rolls this morning.
But John, I feel so bad.
It's fine. It's not the first time it's happened.
At the very least, you should have asked for like a discount on the burger. You know what I mean?
I wasn't the one paying, so
that's
you
fair.
know,
That's
you know.
fair.
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, should we ask them to do it?" It's like, "No, it's gonna take another hour." I just left. I just finished my fries and left.
Okay. And now you're here.
Now I'm here with you.
Oh.
You're the most important part of my day.
Until you do the Barbie thing.
Yeah, until that, later, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we're meeting earlier today, because our times were flipped.
Okay, and then also, so we are entering the last 2 weeks of Jesus.
Yes.
So next week will be the last Sunday I can guarantee.
Because then your schedule will flip and you start setting up for Esther.
Miracle Christmas.
Yes.
So which will actually, I think, now I will still probably want to ask off, or at least not as consistent for Esther. But Miracle Christmas is more likely to get sucked in. From what I'm hearing, I probably won't have to work on Sundays yet. We'll see. It depends how behind we get on things.
Yeah.
But it still very much could happen. So I will keep you updated whether I feel like recording an episode or if we just can't, period. I'll do my best. But next Sunday is the last Sunday I can guarantee until November.
Understood.
So, just letting you know about
So
that.
if you wonder where we've been, if you don't hear from us, that's what happened.
It's my fault.
It is.
You know what? Maybe this will be the opportunity to talk to other people. Like, I'm not saying. Oh, like, you know.
I mean, like, record with other people.
Yeah, be like, oh, since Christopher can't talk this week, I could do an episode with CJ.
CJ and I have plans later.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
I mean, CJ is just one example.
I know, but
yeah, okay. I don't know, but I can still try to keep you updated. But also, issue would probably be more like day of or day before. But also, if we're gonna be working 6 days a week, I'll probably want my full day off. We'll see. I'll keep you updated.
Essentially, totally understandable. Yes.
Okay. I'm glad you understand.
I understand.
Okay.
I get it.
Okay.
You know.
Yay.
It'll be sad. We just have to wait another few months to send you my mixtapes, but
1 month. 1 month, and
it'll give you a whole month to listen to one.
No, let's try to like really dive into your, I forget the term. Guilty Pleasures mix next week.
Did you not listen to it?
I did listen to it. I don't have a review for it.
I mean, we can go over that briefly.
Well, later. Did you listen to my K-pop mix?
Yes.
Yes. Do you want to do a review of that, or do you want to do a skim? Twice.
Because I wanted to show you off. Be like, you know what? He does once a week. I'm gonna do it twice. Oh my God. I almost did 3 times today, but I was like, no, I can't do that much.
You know what? It's perfect that John did it twice, because one of the groups on the list is named.
Are they? Yeah, I think they are. Yeah, they are.
There's a group named twice.
Mm-hmm. I see.
Yeah. You know what? Oh. What's also funny is John just said icy, and there's an ITZY song called Icy. I see them, icy.
So that's what the MV stands for. Music
video. Yeah.
Okay, I'm learning.
You're learning.
I'm learning how these works. Nice.
Yeah. Which is funny, because I'm starting to see more American artists start to use MV. It's not like common, but like I'm seeing it more often than I ever did. It's kind of funny.
Nice. I've not seen MV. I've seen like AMV or PMV, which are just your like fan-made music videos. But never an MV.
Well, now you know.
Now I know.
Now you know.
So I guess
since we're talking about it, should we just talk about it?
I guess we should. I was gonna wait till much later into our discussions, but
apparently we're just talking about it now. Do you want me to do my thoughts on your mix first?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. It'll soften your blow a little bit.
Yeah, the guilty pleasure mix.
Yeah. All right. Not all the songs I necessarily paid that much attention to lyrics. Again, I kind of did more like a general.
I understand.
Listen. Quick thoughts with most each song. Okay. It'll be okay. It's actually really cool musically. I liked it musically. The enunciation emergency is a pure guilty pleasure on your end.
I know.
Yeah. Rainbow Factory, I actually don't remember.
Okay. Yeah.
I kind of remember it in the intro, but I don't remember the song. So I'm gonna skip over that. Shia LaBeouf Live was fun. Except the fact that I don't necessarily fully know the meme. You know what I mean? Like, I know it's a meme. I don't know the weight, the extent, the depth of the meme. So it's not as funny as it could be, but it's still entertaining. The Mississippi Squirrel Revival, that's a great one. That's a solid one. Guitarzan, I don't get.
Okay.
Seagulls, I don't really get.
Okay.
Is there a music video for it?
Seagulls?
Yeah.
Yes. It's from Bad Lip Reading, which they just dub over film clips. They create songs sometimes with that, and so this is Yoda talking to Luke.
Okay, then I'll look that up.
Okay.
Because we only have the audio clip here.
For Spotify reasons, yes.
Yeah. Count to 3 was fun.
Yeah. So a lot of the reasons why this is a guilty pleasure is because for you specifically, if you have no understanding of specifics, like Count to 3, there's a lot of specifics in there that you have no clue what they're talking about.
Yeah, I don't. But it's a fun song regardless.
It is.
Five Nights at Freddy's. Don't care about the vocals. Musically, there are some fun choices. And then Ultimate Showdown, Ultimate Destiny. I gotta look up the lyrics. That is a fun one.
What I want you to do for your next listen through is specifically to look at the lyrics.
Yes, that is the plan.
Because they'll be okay. That's where the guilty pleasure comes in. Is the lyrics.
Okay. Okay.
I assume you did not catch it.
I did not.
Okay.
Okay. I'll just say, in general, when it comes to songs and lyrics, I like to have the lyrics up for the first time. However, just because we're recording at an earlier time, I just really didn't have enough time to really like. I was almost actually afraid I wouldn't even have time to listen to the mix. Period.
Okay.
But church and all that stuff ended way earlier, so I had enough time to squeeze in a listen.
Okay.
So yeah, that was kind of part of the reason. But
with Enunciation Emergency, the creator specifically did not give us lyrics.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But if you look through the comments, some people with some very keen ears spent so many hours deciphering what the lyrics are that you can find it.
All right. Good to know.
Yeah, good to know. Because I didn't know what the heck they were saying, but now that I read the lyrics, it's like, oh yes, that makes so much sense. But yeah, no, this one specifically was just you so random. It's like you can't understand a single thing they're saying. It's not sung well, but it's hilarious.
Well, the first or second? Sorry, my brain.
The second.
Second, okay. Yeah, because it just almost obviously was kind of just like noise. Like, okay, there's something more that I'm not getting from this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So good.
Yeah. What is Guitar Zen about?
Guitar Zen. It's. Tarzan?
I know the name.
Tarzan is pretty much like, or George of the Jungle.
That I'm not familiar with.
It's just a wild man who lives in the jungle.
Okay.
So it's talking about like, Tarzan, that's popular. Guitar Zen. He starts a band in the jungle, and he has a gorilla and his girlfriend Jane.
Okay.
Honestly, Tarzan is just a very old IP that older folks know immediately. So
okay. Is there a context I should know for Count to Three or not?
There's so much context. Yes, which I can explain. It's about a gaming studio called Valve, and a guy who's like the head of it called Gabe Newell. I like to think of this as this gaming studio as like George Lucas, in that every time they do something, they're always trying to push technology. So every game that this studio has released is always pushing the envelope of something new. So it's they do the games, the Half-Life games, the Portal games, and Team Fortress, and a couple other things. Source Filmmaker. I don't know if you know that, but what's yes. Something that's very noticeable about this gaming company is that they're very terrible when coming out with games. They every one of their games stops at 2. So,
like in terms of sequels.
Yes. So you have Half-Life 1, and then they release Half-Life 2. But, they were like, oh, we're going to do a little bit more stories. So they have 2 DLCs called Half-Life Episode 1 and then Episode 2, with plans for an Episode 3, which never got made. And so the meme is always Half-Life 3 confirmed, because they keep waiting for this game to come out. You have Portal 1 and Portal 2.
Oh, wait, they did Portal. Okay.
Yes. Then Team Fortress and Team Fortress 2. So, the song is about this gaming studio counting to 3 and finally releasing a third game.
Okay.
There's a lot of clever lines in here.
Okay.
that you'd only know if you knew the gaming studio.
Well, now I have more context, so that's cool.
There's your context. I wanted you to go in with no context, but yeah, no, there you go.
There's well, hey, I listened to it the first time without context.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so next time, maybe it's just spend a little bit more time, if you can, to just listen to the lyrics.
Sounds like a good plan.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. I guess.
All right.
It's K-pop time.
It's K-pop time. So, are we doing a full in-depth this time so we can get over it, or
I listened to it twice. That's the requirement. So,
Okay.
Yes. Because Boxon, you were sad that I only listened to it once. So I made sure to listen to it twice so you didn't have to be sad at me.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I tried. All right. It's a little tough to discern. Discern which song's which.
That's what the music videos are for.
I know. But I think I can tell a bit.
Okay.
Once you actually start listening.
Okay.
Do you want
to do what we've done, where you listen to a snippet as we talk about it and be like, oh, that's the song.
Well, let me give like an overview first, and then I'll get into it. Generally, musically, of course, it's not my style, but there are moments where I'm like, yes, I can appreciate this small bit of music. A lot of it also just sounds similar to other pieces. That's like, that's a similar sounding beat. I actually like that beat. And yeah, I guess we should just go through the thing.
All right.
Well, first, can you guess which one I like the most?
I'm honestly gonna guess "Feel My Rhythm" simply for the more orchestral or classical elements.
The orchestral version?
Oh, I mean, if we're going that far, it probably would be. I was thinking like just in general, the general songs, because that was more like my bonus track.
But no, you are correct. Feel My Rhythm. One, because it had the inclusion of the classical music in it, which I appreciated. That even with the modern beat, I could still hear the music underneath it pop in, and I like that. Also, because I think this is also the best music video visually, because they have the artistic opening and endings. It just looks interesting to say. Whether or not I love the song is something else. I like moments. Pretty much most of these songs I like moments, but not the whole thing.
What's your thought about rapping in general? Is that something you do like or don't like?
I don't, because a lot of rapping is just trash talking. But like,
okay, but more like just as a style of presenting music.
Generally, no. But if it's mixed in well with something, I'm like, okay, yeah, this works.
So a lot of K-pop has a lot of mixed in rapping.
I notice, but those are never my favorite parts.
Those are or not?
Not. It's also like I have no idea what they're saying as well. Until they get to the chorus, and then it's like I think the chorus and the transitions for the chorus are like the best parts. It's like that's their main sound that they're going for.
Yeah, I really love like how many of these songs, like how happy and high like these choruses can sound, and that boosts the serotonin.
Yeah. So this. It's Red Velvet's the band.
Red Velvet. Yeah.
It's hard to tell if like the name in the beginning is the band or the song.
All of these, the artist is first, and then
like I figured, but still, They yell the name in the song. And it's like, is it the name of the song? Or the
Okay,
band?
you know what? Actually, thinking about what isn't helpful is the fact that they yell their own name as well.
Like Red Velvet, Blackpink. It's like what?
Yeah. I understand.
So this is the infamous Blackpink.
Blackpink, yes.
Is this the album that you? No, this is not the album you bought. Or is it?
Not the one I just bought.
Mm-hmm.
So this doo 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 is, dare I say, their breakout song? I that's kind of hard to say sometimes with K-pop, because many of these groups like grow into popularity. Like
Sure.
I can't necessarily like BTS. I can't say that they have a breakout song. Maybe Fake Love, but most people are like, oh, Dynamite. But that was just their first like big, American hit. If we're being honest, because a lot of these groups have followings that just build over time, and then obviously groups peak and just honestly just get older and don't release as much, like Girls' Generation. They're not necessarily an active group at this point. But Do 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 Do, I feel like was like the song that really like got Blackpink like just general attention.
Okay.
And also I just feel like is a really good just sonic representation of K-pop. Also, just a little side note, because I don't know if we talked about it last week, but I don't like the new Blackpink album. It's too try hard American pop. It's not K-pop. Yeah, the one I just bought.
Okay.
Like there's some decent songs for what it is, but it's not a K-pop album. It makes me so sad. Anyway, sorry about Doo 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 Doo. What are your thoughts?
Didn't really care for it musically.
Okay.
Is that the title of the song? Do 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 do.
Doo 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 Doo. Yeah.
Again, I think visually it's entertaining enough because it's a lot of weird props. They have a tank, a bedazzled tank.
Yeah.
All of these look the same in terms of dance styles because it's just like dance. Ooh. I don't know. It's not my thing, but yeah, no.
I feel like definitely like from a more outsider perspective, not necessarily like observing. It's just like metal, because if you don't know your metal, it all sounds the same. But once we like get more into it, like you'll see like, oh, those are like iconic moves of a dance part, So
Yes. Want to put our sneakers on?
Yes.
I don't know what to say about this.
Oh.
Again, visually, there's a lot of work put into it, especially when they had that little, I want to say French architecture. Definitely French, given by, looks like it's a French Revolution type style. But put my sneakers on feels so random in this. Mm-hmm. It's catchy, but it just feels so dang random. Mm-hmm. It's like, again, like I said, it's one of the few parts that I could actually enjoy. But like, I don't actually enjoy it. It's like, oh.
My thoughts about sneakers is, I feel like that's one thing I legitimately love about K-pop, is that it can be that random sometimes, but it's not like so left field where it's like, but it's enough of like a interesting factor, but also like it's such a fun, happy song. And then also I'm biased because right now ITZY's like my favorite group, so that's part of it.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I love sneakers. You better put your sneakers on.
I also don't understand the correlation of the visuals a lot.
I don't. Okay, so actually, that was the really interesting thing, is that when they started like releasing like teaser photos, like they had the posh like the specific images aren't in the music video, but very like white dresses, very like classy looking style, and then everyone is like, oh my gosh, we're getting this kind of concept. And then they started showing image teasers of like the last section when they're in the more sporty gym-esque attire at the end. And then everyone's like, what? like they start off giving us like a Queen's concept, and now we're getting like a Vans advertisement. Like, what is going on? And so
put our sneakers on.
Yeah, it was because the name of the album was called Checkmate. So yeah, they're also so like with the first thing with the very very like fancy and simple, but very like like a very strong concept, like chess, checkmate, okay, and then it turns out to be about sneakers. So yeah, a lot of people are very thrown about the visual and don't understand the correlation. I don't either, but it's fun.
Yeah, no, it's the stupid thing is just it's caught in my head. I just put my sneakers on is just forever playing in my head.
I love that.
There's several moments that keep playing in my head in this mixtape, and I don't love it because I can't appreciate the rest of the song. It's just that one moment.
Let me know what the other catchy parts are. I'm really curious.
Well,
like throughout this mixtape.
Honestly, these next two are the main ones.
Okay.
Love Dive. What's this one again? I think Love Dive and the Feels are two I get mixed up a lot.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so this one. So I don't love the song, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But there's a rhythm here that's very similar to another song that I had to listen to a whole bunch to do a project with. Because of that, I hear the beat in this one. It's like, that sounds similar to this other one. I actually do enjoy the beat.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I like moments.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I enjoy the moment where the music gets dark.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
The
how to
narcissistic, my God, I love it.
That.
Yes.
That plus the I guess the best way to describe it is the opening. That sound.
Yeah.
That rhythm. That's the part that reminds me of another song.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of like if it was not Red Velvet, I think the Feels would be my second favorite.
So we're moving on to the Feels.
Let's move on to the Feels.
Well, just a quick moment about Love Dive. So IVE is a recent group that they're not even a full year old yet. Mm-hmm. They have with Love Dive and Afterlike is a track I want you to hear at some point.
Okay.
But those are the two best K-pop songs that have released in the past year because a lot of K-pop recently, like I said, with the new Blackpink album, has trying to become more crossover, more American, or just trying to have a harder, stronger sound. And we've kind of been losing like what K-pop is, and there's definitely room to grow, to evolve, to become modern. And Love Dive does has a very modern sound, but it has such a strong K-pop kick to it, and I love the meshing of the two. So I love IVE so much and what they're doing for K-pop, and I really hope that they can continue, delivering solid tracks. So I love IVE so much. Anyways, the Feels. I'm really glad you like that one. Go on.
I don't. But like I mean,
in ranking.
I don't like the music video at all. I despise.
You don't like the music video?
I do not.
Okay. Why? Is it too cutesy?
Sure. Also, I don't see much substances. Like, yeah, I get it. It's prom, but still.
Yeah.
But no. Again, what I think I say this is because the chorus.
Yes.
Remind me what the chorus is.
You have stolen my heart.
Yeah. No. That sound. Again, a lot of it just sounds like something else. I can't place where I've heard this. Where a similar sound that this is, whether it's from a TV show or from an anime, I don't know. Mm-hmm. But again, it sounds familiar, and I enjoyed that. But everything else, I didn't really care about.
Okay. I will actually say so. Twice is a group I'm only starting to warm up now to, because they've gotten a handful of cutesy concepts. One of the first Twice songs, again, like cutesy is, I do feel like, more part of the K-pop thing, or like part of the K-pop sound, but it's also one I don't love, but at least I'm not necessarily going to get mad over.
Describe what you mean by cutesy. Is it a sound or a look?
It can be both.
Okay.
I think Twice lately hasn't been as quote cutesy as they have been, but again, I might be making up that term, so don't go around saying cutesy K-pop.
But I understand.
You get what I'm saying?
Fine with the sound, but not the look.
Well, the feels I don't necessarily think has the cutesy sound. I didn't really include like cutesy.
Okay.
If we're being honest, probably the cutesy gets is probably Sneakers. On this list.
Okay.
But even that has a more modern-esque sound than quote cutesy. But no, like one of the first Twice songs is that I listened to is called Yes or Yes. And like essentially the concept of the song obviously is like you only have one, you have to pick between these two, yes or yes, and it's like very very like lively and cute and girly, and it was again like the first Twice song I heard, and I'm just like, I can't jive with this. This is like too too much. Like at least it feels like K-pop, but it's like a little too much, and I can't digest it. And at this point, if there was to be a quote guilty pleasure song, it probably would be that. Whipping K-pop. So like it's definitely a song I like to listen to occasionally, but I could like never play that to someone, be like, "You'll like K-pop," and then it plays and the intro goes like, "Hey boy, you got two choices, yes or yes," and you know no one's gonna get on board with that. I just
probably
like
no.
Yeah. Anyways.
All right. Next is Girls' Generation, Forever One.
Mm-hmm.
This is the part for me where the mixtape goes a little bit downhill. At least for a couple.
Okay.
Forever One, I don't remember this. It just I've listened to it twice, and I was so underwhelmed, both visually and musically. I just couldn't get behind
it. My little spiel with this, Girls' Generation is one of it. So we have like girl groups split up into generations. I'm not familiar with first gen at all. Girls' Generation is a second gen girl group, and so they're essentially inactive at this point. But recently they came together for their 15th anniversary to do this song and a project. Oh my gosh, this I think it slaps musically, like a good like beautiful chorus, and again to like I was familiar with this group from essentially the moment I lived in South Korea, and so to see them do this, it makes me very happy. So there's a bit of nostalgia with the group attached to the song, but outside of that, I think it's a very solid song. So
I mean, just compared to like a lot that I heard before that I was caught on, I just couldn't find a catchy tune from this for me. They at least caught my attention. Okay. Because the others, like, I could compare it to something else that I've heard before. You're like, okay. There's something I can enjoy from this.
Would Sneakers be the only song that you couldn't find a comparison, but is just catchy?
Yes.
I feel like I feel like part of it is
Sneakers, maybe next level, but that next level, that's a different thing to talk about.
Yeah, we'll get to next level. But anyways,
Tribe, Would You Run? Can you give me a second? You can stall.
They keep saying their name like Tribe because it's TRI.BE. Yeah.
This song. I don't love it, but
Fair.
This is the part of the mixtape where I'm picturing the similar styles that I'm hearing, being like, huh, these are all songs that I probably heard in commercials in the past couple of years, for sure. Like it's similar sounding beats. They take away the lyrics, of course, but it's like, that's a beat that I've heard from commercials. They're using a lot of K-pop stuff in commercials recently. Even generally, this is more so for Strawberry Moon. It sounds like music that you'd hear for infomercials on YouTube, or just from your YouTube sound library, where if you want like this catchy beat song, it sounds like that. Which is sad because it's a lot of basic stuff, but that's the sound I'm getting from it.
I think for Would You Run, I think the melodies that stick out more for me. It has a fun instrumental, but the little like that I just love.
I think I prefer the moment right before that. Dun, 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 dun. You know that.
That? No.
Before that. The big moment, the big chorus loud moment. No, I don't know. I guess we're singing it wrong, but
maybe I mean I can only make a joyful noise, so probably that's probably part of it.
I can only make a joyful noise.
I can only make a joyful noise. Anyways, yeah, no, I will say I've struggled a little bit with the production in Try B, but I do really like that song. So, all right.
Next level.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed on the music video. Just because like they're talking about video games, and like during the song, there's a moment where like their singers would flash into a 3D model character. My disappointment is that the model character doesn't look like the singer. And so like I don't know, I feel like I'm missing something when I see that.
Okay. That's fair.
I'm disappointed.
So now I'm actually a little more curious of what your thoughts would be on their other music videos. So aespa is a group I've struggled with because of their concept. Their whole concept is that they have AI counterparts.
I figured.
Okay. I don't like. At first, I thought they were almost going to have like a quote 8-member group for real people, for fake people. Turns out, not really. I still don't fully understand what they're trying to do. But yeah, I mean, I just don't like their concept. Period. SM is trying to create this Kwanja universe or something. They're legitimately trying to essentially create like a K-pop MCU. They actually call it the SMCU.
Okay, I figured it could be something like that.
Yeah. So
otherwise, you'd have your character models look the same as the singers.
Yeah. I mean, they're similar-ish, but they don't look that alike, and it's weird.
I'm an American. I can't tell the difference.
Listen, I'm also half Asian and half American. Everybody looks the same. That's what I tell people. Like
I'm ignorant, but still, I just can't tell.
I'm ignorant too.
Especially with 3D models.
Yeah.
I could tell even less.
Yeah.
Because the hair is different. The models look different. No.
Yeah. No. But here's the thing about Next Level. I don't know how crazy you are about Fast and Furious. But this song is actually a take off of a Fast and Furious song called Next Level.
Okay.
Yeah. I was wondering if you would catch that or not.
I would not. I don't watch Fast and Furious.
Okay, I didn't know. But there's some soundtrack song from Fast and Furious called Next Level that the song essentially flips. So Okay, so you didn't.
I consider the most catchy part, of course, being like I'm on the next level, but like I don't enjoy that one.
Yeah,
it's
that's
catchy,
fair.
but not in like I love this catchy.
That's fair.
Sure. What the heck is this? Oh, is this the?
Yeah.
Oh, this. Okay. I don't love it.
Okay, that's very fair. I don't blame you. Very, very modern sound.
Again, the second half of the mixtape is the ones where I'm not too sure about.
Mm-hmm.
This one, I don't get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like,
no, it's
there's the moments where like there's the single rapping and it's the close up of the characters.
Mm-hmm.
That's like I don't know. I'm not entirely sure.
Mm-hmm. I guess I just really like it because it does have a forward-thinking production while it still doesn't feel like it's trying to cross over into American pop. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel like it's trying to be an American pop song, but like has a very forward-thinking production. I'm not super familiar with Luna. Luna is like, so it has a lore to them that I'm not familiar with, and it's almost like a meme, but it's not. It's like, anyways, so that's like the only Luna song I'm super familiar with.
Yeah, you're ruining my YouTube front page.
Awesome!
With
I'm
all this
so
K-pop.
happy. I'm so happy. I
keep having to like saying not interested in everything every time I listen to stuff.
Oh my gosh, that gives me more motivation to give you more mixes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, to ruin your front page. I'm so happy.
Yeah. 2 can play that game. It might take a while for you to get there, but we'll get there.
All right, Strawberry Moon.
No.
Huh?
This is was this the solo song you're talking about?
Yes.
No. Oh, this is right. This song. This is the one that I said that I feel sounded the most like your YouTube sound library. Like I could find similar sounding music almost right away by looking at their sound library. It's like it sounds so similar, but I don't care. Sure, I get the music video is sweet and nice because it's like a girl and a guy dating, whatever. And there's a strawberry moon for some reason. But yeah, no, it's just I'm not inspired musically from this.
I'll actually be honest. I don't really remember the song that well. But
great.
The reason why I chose it is I do remember it being pretty sweet musically. But also IU is a very, very, very popular soloist in South Korea, just known for her vocals. So I wanted to give her a moment to shine in this mix.
You upset?
No.
Okay.
I mean, you didn't talk about her vocals, but I didn't really expect you to.
I don't know how to judge vocals. You know, I'm fine with emancipation and enunciation. You think I'm going to be able to judge vocals? My goodness.
I feel like they're but you sing in theater. I feel like there are other IU songs that are more worth getting upset about you not liking. So if we cross that bridge, then we will cross that bridge.
All right. Oh boy. One more day.
One more day. By Sistar.
And Giovanni Marauder.
Yeah, your favorite.
I could totally hear his style in here. Like partway through, I'm thinking like, this is kind of like it's kind of like that Daft Punk album I'm listening to. You know, like I like the sound because it's Marauder, and I like that style. The music video is interesting though.
Yeah.
Interesting story that I don't fully agree with.
Yeah,
it condones murder.
it does. The music video is shocking. I will admit.
I think people are misunderstanding. It's like the boyfriend's abusive because his girl's cheating on him, not because she's gay.
Well, actually, this music video was known to be for its LGBT storyline.
No,
So.
I assume. No, I get that, but I can miss. But I feel like people are like, it's like, oh, the guy, he's abusive, he's hatred. Oh, he hates the gays. It's like, well, I see it as she's cheating on him. He's upset about that.
Yeah, I'm not. Like if there was one thing on here that I'm not like, oh my gosh, music video, it would be that one. That one was more for the song itself, and not to mention, none of the members are in the music video, as far as I understand. So it's literally like a movie set to the song. So,
I figured it looked like that.
Yeah, but I figured like, oh, let's try to I mean, I know we had Mordor on. Is that how you say his name? How do you say his name?
Giovanni Giorgio by Marauder.
Okay, my gosh, never mind. I'm half Asian. I can't do German.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. The music video isn't my favorite. Just in general, like it's not necessarily like specific elements. It's just in general. It's like that's not what I come for a K-pop music video. You know what I mean?
We're gonna dump this guy's body in a suitcase, burn it inside a car.
If I want to see like, you know, you've seen K-pop music videos. I want to see a K-pop music video when I see K-pop. Not to say you can't do something different. I'm just saying that's what I want. That's all I'm saying. You know?
Can you repeat that again?
Am I starting to glitch again?
I just didn't understand what you said. I phased out for a second.
I just want to see a K-pop music video. You know what I mean?
From me or from?
In general. Okay. I'm not saying you can't do something different.
Like in terms I'm just saying of like the style you want to see this style, not this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and again, you can do what you want to do, right? You don't have to do a quote K-pop music video. I'm just saying that's just what I like to see. So I appreciate
that this one I had to like focus on the video because it's telling a story, but it's a very questionable story. Yeah, what I don't like about the video is that the music just drops silently.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
It's like, oh no. But like one more day, it is catchy. It's because it's like Daft Punk, you know.
So is this your favorite song musically?
I guess so. Maybe.
Okay. Yeah, I chose this one because of the producer. So.
Sure.
And I do love Sistar. I do love the song, but I'm like, oh, the producer. I think John would be happy with that. So.
Probably, but Bang Bang Bang. I was disappointed. Only because it doesn't match the rest of the album. Mixtape here.
Again, it was like a kind of bonus track-ish where I'm like, oh, I have to give a boy group some representation.
You didn't have to, because it ruins the flow.
That's why I put it at essentially last.
Just make a new mixtape with a boy band. You didn't have to do this.
Listen, they're like the only boy band that's like the only song. Like that mixtape would be one song long and you'd be very happy about that, but I wouldn't be.
I'm sure. No, I didn't care about this one. Visually, it sounds similar to PSI, Gangnam Style, but I could say that with a bunch of other things.
Mm-hmm.
It's a similar style, of course, because it's the same. Bang, bang, bang. They made a whole song just for that.
Yep. I mean, they're from the same company as Blackpink. What did you expect? Do bang, bang, bang.
Okay. So,
yeah. Yeah, I love this now. Now I can just like sing random crap and get it stuck in your head. I love this.
I hate this. I don't want to just be like sitting in class, like listening to a lecture, and then suddenly bang, bang, bang goes in my head.
Put my sneakers on.
I'm on the next level when I'm taking a test. It's like,
oh my gosh.
I'm faster than you. And then the last one, the nice treat that you gave me, was the orchestral version of Feel My Rhythm.
Yes.
I loved this.
I bet you did.
It sounded so good.
Mm-hmm.
It was great. Like, not because like I love orchestral music, but I also specifically love orchestral versions of songs as well.
Mm-hmm.
I like those covers because it's just sometimes it sounds better than the original because you get to hear all the different elements that make the song up versus similar sounding noise.
Yeah.
Here it's like, they're using this instrument. It makes sense in my head to the point where when I'm listening to the original song, it's like, okay, I hear it now. No, I love this. I love the classical music. I loved how it just works so well. Like, this is one that I low key will probably listen to.
Nice. On my own. I also love the swell at the end. The swell at the end is so satisfying. So I don't say that usually.
So satisfying, yes. Okay.
Well, cool.
Yes, that was the K-pop mix.
I'm actually okay. So I guess besides Bang Bang Bang, Luna would probably be your least favorite.
No. Generation Forever One.
Frick, I hate you so much.
Forever One. My least favorite musically.
Oh my gosh, John.
I'm sorry. That's where it just goes downhill for me.
Oh.
Sorry, man.
Such a good course.
I'm sorry.
Like, if you said Luna or Big Bang, like, I would 100% understand. And
I agree with those two sentiments as well, but I also don't really like Forever One. I'm so sorry.
I really hope you are.
You did not love Owen's theme, so I would not love Forever One.
Oh, wow. Okay, John. Wow. Those are not... Like, if you said maybe like something from Lord of the Rings or Star Wars, okay. But Owen's theme, that I don't feel like is a fair comparison, John. Wow.
What? I'm that guy.
I guess you are that guy.
So yeah, I guess I don't know what's next for you.
Well, here's the thing. Because with metal stuff, like that's gonna first off, that's more musically grating on your ears. But also like I'm not like K-pop is like the only genre where I appreciate the music videos for. So like metal, I don't watch music videos for those. So you could say I watched this, I'd be like, I have no idea what was there visually. Despite the fact that would probably help you tell apart which song is which. But also with that, like it'd be harder for you to tell apart which song is which. I kind of want to do like another K-pop mix because again, like my original mix was like 30 songs. So I'm considering another K-pop mix, but also like I'm tempted to give you a quote metal mix, but like that really I don't know, unless I can find like a good 10 that I feel like is musically diverse, that I'm somewhat familiar with the music videos. That would be interesting. But I feel like unless I can find a good mix for that, I don't feel like that's going to happen. There is the exception with the best songs of 22 that will take care of next year. Which is obviously still in the making, right? Because we're not done with the year yet.
I don't have one for you, but yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't because right now metal and K-pop are my two genres right now. I'm not listening to anything else. That's the thing. So, unless I there could be one thing I could do. I don't know if I played you the song Hypa Hypa. That came out in 2020.
I don't remember.
Okay. Well, the band is called Electric Cowboy.
Okay.
And the fun thing is that they have very fun music videos for a lot of their songs. So it is a metal band, but they also have a good portion of clean vocals and a good portion of electronics as well. So that might be fun for you. You might actually find some enjoyment from that.
Maybe.
So, sorry, just not meant like vocally processing crap. Okay.
As usual, we have She-Hulk.
Yeah.
This one. Episode 6, Just Jen.
Just isn't.
It's nothing of an episode.
I guess I just don't really like our characters.
I like the joke of this is an inconvenient time in the season to do something like this. Like, I get the joke, but like, not the rest of the episode was just nothing. Like, I get it, intelligentsia, finale, big stuff, but like that was it. It was just She-Hulk at a wedding, not very good one too. It's kind of a waste of time. Which is why I messaged you. It's like, watch this episode be super important for the finale.
Yeah.
Because I could totally see it being important. But yeah, as it stands right now, probably my least favorite. Not because I hate it, but because I don't have. There's no substance worthy of what we've seen before.
I am continually just trying to be optimistic about this show, and I'm continually losing it.
Next week we'll get Daredevil for sure.
Let's hope so. Again, like there's an element where, again, I'm glad that in a general sense we are getting an episode story format.
Yeah.
I'm very happy about that. But we're not getting good episodes, good stories. Not like the stuff isn't very entertaining enough. We're not getting enjoyable characters. We're getting complete words that I shouldn't say of characters. You know what I mean? Like Jennifer is like the only character we can like, and we hate everybody else. I don't know about you, but that's how I feel. You know what I mean?
I kind of feel that way. I can endear other characters. I'm fine with Pug. I don't know if you remember.
Pug. I don't remember which male lawyer is which.
He's the guy who liked the sneakers.
Okay.
I'm fine with Pug.
But he doesn't necessarily have a personality.
He doesn't,
just exists.
Which is the shame.
The lawyer lady we were introduced to the previous episode, I do like. Because she actually feels professional. And she actually feels like a girl boss. You know what I mean? Like She-Hulk's friend is such a tryhard. But
I will say though, I am glad that they are touching on that insecurity of Jen side.
If they can like actually have good emotional moments regarding that or something, or like really dive into that would.
But now that cool. Jen has a boyfriend, we'll see how that turns out. My guess is the boyfriend's evil.
We'll find out.
I don't trust any male characters in this show.
Except for Daredevil.
Sure. Yes. We'll see.
What do you mean we'll see?
Leader's hand this episode? Who knows? Oh wait.
Do you think it's that leader?
The leader?
You think it's him?
I mean, in the comics, he was part of Intelligentsia briefly.
Okay.
So it could be him teasing Captain America. But I am also guessing it could be one of the guys that she went on a date with.
Mm-hmm.
The one who was like, "Oh, you are such a specimen."
What a line.
Because specifically, like they're getting a vibranium needle.
Was it vibranium?
I assume so. Yes. 'Cause he was like asking, "It's like, can vibranium do this?" He's like, "I've never tried." So I feel like he's a recurring character that could be used. So we'll see. We'll see. I mean, these are just me just trying to build a story here.
Yeah.
We've seen before. And
Yeah.
this would be the one that I would accept as being, oh, good, we're using this season for something.
I feel like, in some regards, Miss Marvel was more enjoyable.
I wouldn't go that far.
Really?
Again, like the first 2 episodes, great, and everything else was just a mess.
But the main source of the mess was the story.
Yes.
I was sitting over there and trying to be like, what is this story? I don't understand. My mind is breaking in a near Nolan fashion, but not because of Nolan, because how bad the story is. But at least I didn't despise the characters. The characters were generic, but they weren't like, oh my gosh, I hate them so much. You know what I mean?
I don't hate these characters either. I just have I don't care for them.
But these characters are written in such a way for you to like, you know, either be they're written to be extremes, and I don't like how they're essentially written.
Yeah, like you get a couple good jokes here, but then that's about it.
I guess also that's another thing. I wish the show was funnier because that's what I was expecting from the get-go before the first trailer. I was expecting comedy.
It must be just made for a specific audience that we are not a part of.
Yeah, that's the thing.
People are enjoying the show.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who.
That's almost what I'm recognizing. This is so okay. So let's talk about this a little bit. We've gotten a lot of complaints about the MCU being formulaic, specifically before Phase 4.
Yes.
You know, same story, same stylist, same everything. Phase 4 has given us a lot of genre diversity. You know, we from our sitcom throwbacks in WandaVision to our very much soap opera She-Hulk. If I'm to call it a soap opera, that's the term I'm pulling out of my head. We are getting genre diversity.
But they're like losing out on the writing by doing that.
Well, not just losing out the writing, but also like we are also alienating almost the core people of the MCU. You know what I mean? In favor of let's appeal to young girls with Miss Marvel. People are like, oh, I don't care about Miss Marvel because it's for young girls.
Pakistani or Muslim people as well.
Mm-hmm. Like now again, I don't feel like Miss Marvel should have been that alienating. It's more or less a story that was just poor. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't say Miss Marvel was alienating. It was just.
But there were a lot of people that are like, I don't care about Miss Marvel. That's what I mean by alienating. Like they were alienating their core audience, the MCU's core audience. Like everyone's like the core MCU audience is gonna watch Secret Invasion, but a lot of that core isn't watching Miss Marvel or She-Hulk because it's not of their genre preference.
Okay.
What are your thoughts?
I don't know if I have those kind of thoughts.
Mm-hmm. Because it's almost like the MCU is answering, okay, you thought we were being generic. We'll give you genre diversity at the very least.
We'll give you all these different styles and formats.
And then everyone doesn't like it. Not everyone, but a lot of people, the same people that were crying for more diversity,
and then they'll blame the fans.
It's
like, we gave you what you wanted. You just cannot accept it. It's like, no, it's because your thing isn't that very good.
And then that's another thing. Like, it's not necessarily just the genre diversity. Like, if Miss Marvel could have still appealed to the young girls. She-Hulk still could have been what it is, but if the writing was stronger, better, more appealing, or just better stories, period, it would have drawn those people in eventually. You know what I mean?
Mm. You
Like,
can feel the budget in each episode. It's like they want to do something, maybe, but they don't have enough money to do so. Because, like, this episode, you don't have much. She's just at a wedding. Stuff happens.
The most entertaining part was honestly the fight.
Exactly. That's what they're hoping for. Titania, I
don't care about that character.
She's fine, but she's being overused. The wedding just I didn't care about. Like the event staff left, which would never happen because that's their jobs. And if they did that, they would never get work in that industry again. What was this wedding about? Marrying a puppy?
What the frick is up with that?
I didn't get the joke. It was just weird. Random.
It's weird.
Didn't make sense. A lot of jokes didn't land.
I almost legitimately feel bad because I'm not trying to be sexist, but legitimately, like Black Widow, Miss Marvel, and She-Hulk are at the bottom of my like Phase 4 list. I don't have it like out in front of me to really look at it. It's not because I don't like women. It's just these aren't solid projects. You know what I mean?
I'd put She-Hulk a little bit higher, a little bit.
Yeah, I mean we're not done with She-Hulk, but it's not giving me much to want to rewatch it. You know what I mean?
Right. Rewatch value. Speaking of rewatch value, we had episode 5 or 6, I believe, of Rings of Power.
Oh.
Still the same. Looks great. There's no story really.
Yay. We love that.
We love that. Like for a show called The Rings of Power, we still haven't gotten to the Rings of Power. It's like, yeah, I know that they're planning for 5 seasons.
Really?
That was their plan, to do the story in 5 seasons. But like, I highly doubt we're going to get to that.
That's $5 billion.
Really, it is. It's not great. I have no rewatch value for the show. Like, I know it looks great. There are moments that are good.
It's not entertaining enough.
It's not. It's not entertaining, and there's no story. No strong story to connect with. Like, I'd rather watch The Hobbit, and I don't even like The Hobbit. At least there's a story there. But at least there's a positive.
Which is?
Andor.
So, we had our first 3 episodes. First, what are your thoughts about me watching it? I don't know if I will, but I'm still curious.
So, in terms of you watching it, there are no connections to Clone Wars or Rebels. Like, whether or not they're going to do it, probably not, because I don't know if this writer specifically does that. But these are really good episodes. This is, again, this is probably jumping the gun, but like these are like the best written Star Wars show we have, quality wise, because it's unique. You might not like it because you weren't loving the style of Rogue One. It's the similar darker tone.
But also, I am curious. Like now that I've seen Rogue One, and once we didn't rewatch Rogue One, I could get to that story in a moment. But maybe now that I know what I'm getting myself into, maybe I can appreciate it for what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The show is also like shockingly very mature. Like very shocking. Like there are like moments that like allude to sex which has never happened, really, not to this degree.
Mhm.
It's not. They don't say anything, but the implication's so there. It's like, whoa, that's interesting. A character cusses.
Mhm.
I don't love that because Star Wars has always been good at creating new words that fit the universe. So I didn't like that they had that there because it doesn't feel great writing wise. But the writing is becoming more natural in terms of these are things that people do, these are things that people say, and like there's so many characters that are like side characters, background characters, but they have personality. They feel like real people.
Mhm.
Like even if they don't do much, you feel like they're a real person. It's so well done. And like this is a slow burner as well.
Mhm. But it's a good slow burner.
It's a really good slow burner because every moment counts
Mm.
to that. It builds up to the third episode because these 3 episodes go together like one arc. They're really like a small film. But no, like once they get to the third episode where everything clicks, it's like, whoa, this is great. I love it.
Mhm.
Um, I really love it. I can't wait to see the rest of it. I hope it continues. Yeah, it's Mandalorian is great for its style,
Mhm.
but this is a different level of great.
Mm.
Like they're on location. They're not using the special stage that they have for Mandalorian. They're doing stuff, and it looks good. It's well done. I'm excited for this.
Mm.
Like just the opening scene
Mhm.
is just so nails the tone. It just so good. I'm really happy with what I saw.
Mhm.
Besides the cussing, but yeah.
So, especially if Andor kind of stays in its own world, you know what I mean?
Mm.
Andor stays in its world and explodes with Rogue One, so it's its own pocket. Are you kind of okay with this pocket being mature and the rest of Star Wars being Star Wars? You know what I mean?
I am okay specifically with the character of Andor because we see him in Rogue One. He does some serious crap that's not okay, and so they see his journey. I think really works for him
Mm-hmm.
because like the first scene is dark, in that um we have characters die all the time in Star Wars, but here it feels like the weight of the death for something that we would have shrugged off is like, oh my crap, this is serious, and the characters feel it, and it's like, oh wow, you get it. I see, I see where we're going with this character by the end. It's looking good. I love his. I'm liking his arc.
Cool. Cool. Like genuinely, I do hope it's good, and not necessarily just to say that, and not necessarily for me to be like, oh yay, good Star Wars content. More because of Disney, because we have been so disappointed with the Disney quality of the Disney Plus original shows stuff.
Yeah,
And to
for like
see
the
the
past
fact
couple
that they,
years, we've been wanting some good stuff.
yeah, and the
people
fact,
were people were like shrugging this show off because it's like Andor, who cares about that character?
Mhm.
And so
and then
far,
they
it's the
actually,
best thing,
yeah.
quality
So
wise.
I legitimately hope that this whole show will be good, and that just in general that Disney will actually put in the effort. And listen, Disney, it's okay if we only get 2 Marvel movies a year and 1 TV show. We just want good crap.
We do. We want some really good crap.
Yes.
You know?
Mm-hmm. I feel like, okay, you might have an answer for this. Why do movie studios announce a date for a movie so far in advance?
Because
Like even if it's just a year.
it
Like,
forces their schedule, essentially. Because if they take their time, it might be a long time, and like they want things to come out at a certain time. It's so that they can put movies specifically the studios' movies, so that they're not competing with each other.
Right. That, like, the competing, I kind of understand. But with the time thing, like, I still do wish that they weren't so hard about their times, because
it's also
specifically
because,
for
like,
Marvel.
We've been making movies for so long at this point that it's like, we know how to make movies at this point. So it shouldn't take you more than this amount of time to do it. So do it. It also helps build excitement for the certain day that people can block out a year in advance.
Because I guess I think about it with albums and music, because it's a little different. Lately, artists have been extending, like, we're going to release this in 5 months. Specific reason why? Vinyl. We don't have a lot of vinyl pressing plants right now. There's a shortage of it. And so wait times are backed up like crazy. Mm-hmm. So they'll say, hey, we're waiting for our album to get pressed, and it'll be ready in 5 months. So here's the pre-order, where you can pre-order the album in advance. And what's funny is that we've had a few artists be like, hey, so guess what? The vinyl isn't going to arrive on time, so we're going to push back our release date. And again, you might not care so much about this conversation, but it's still interesting to me. I'm just going to go on with it. So there's some artists, Norma Jean recently, that said, hey, our album's going to release in a month, digitally and probably CD as well. But vinyl is not going to ship till like December. So sometimes it's nice to not have such an extended wait time. There's a band called Spirit Box. They announced their new album. February feels like a stretch. It could have been. It might have been May. I really don't know. Anyways, but they announced their album like 5 months in advance from September. So that would be May. Okay. So probably just in general due to vinyl. They didn't push back their date, but just there was a lot of hype for the band. There's a lot of like hype within the scene for the band, and they announced their album, and I just didn't feel the excitement carry throughout the 5 months. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And they released maybe a single or two or whatever, and they were fine. I definitely appreciate them more in album context, but kind of when the album dropped, it felt anticlimactic, and I kind of like, as it relates to music, shorter wait times, be more. I feel like 3 months is a good max for an album announcement. It also depends how you like release singles or whatever, but I don't know. So it's really interesting, like movies. And again, there's less movies releasing in comparison to music. So that also could be a factor. Because there is so much music. The longer you announce something, the more your anticipation could die because of the other music that's being released in that span of time. In comparison to movies, where there's a lot less movies releasing, especially majorly. So I don't know. It's really interesting to see how like the two are very different. So again, I come into it with like a very music standpoint, and it's weird to and then also it kind of, and specifically with Marvel, because how we're hearing about VFX artists being very upset about being overworked, and then to have some of these deadlines where we aren't getting high quality, like it's yeah, I understand you want to release all these things to build up to a storyline, and I get it to some degree. It might suck to wait for Secret Wars in 2030 or whatever. So like I kind of can understand a little bit why they want to get to the story as soon as possible, but at the same time, like is it worth putting people through hell so hard? Or I don't know.
No, yeah. Excuse me.
Wow, John.
What? Lightening the mood. We're talking about the dreadful Marvel Studio business plan, but I'm burping. That's the height of comedy right there. What? Let me be me. How are you doing, Christopher?
I'm doing fine.
That's great. Fine too. The Cracker Barrel. Got my pink burger.
Pink burger.
All right. Is there anything else for us to talk
about? What did you watch this week?
Nothing.
Really?
Besides the Barbie movie.
And the Barbie movie.
I haven't really watched anything.
Okay.
A lot of it's just mostly been listening to music.
Okay.
I think. Oh, right. Yeah. Because another thing is that I've been listening to audio dramas. Quote unquote audio drama.
Mm-hmm.
But there's the guy who made the Enunciation of Emancipation quote unquote song. He has a very unique writing style.
Mm-hmm.
And so he has these like quote unquote radio dramas where he's simulating a D&D session where he voices all the characters.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been listening to them. They're very entertaining. Interesting. So that's what I've been listening to all week. That thing that I recorded last week, I'm slowly editing once a day.
What is this thing?
I told you I did like a reaction video to just some nostalgic things.
Okay.
So I've been editing slowly, putting more effort into it for reasons. So slow going, but quality is better.
So on TikTok, this is a little interesting discussion point. I don't know if you'd have thoughts or not.
Okay.
There's this little clip that I'm kind of seeing get some traction just in the past few hours. But it has been based on a growing sentiment I have been seeing on TikTok. And there's just one specific clip that is being talked about right now. And also, mind you, this could be the algorithm pushing certain things to me, right? Like that, especially with TikTok, that's very much the case. Like it finds an algorithm, it pushes that. So it's not to say that this is the only perspective from said people, but there seems to be a general popular thought from girls that they feel betrayed when one of their best guy friends admits that they have feelings for her. This and this isn't, I'm not talking about this based upon my personal experiences, which they do exist, but this is something I have been like seeing just online in general the past few months, and the fact that it's almost kind of like coming to head with this one video kind of makes me want to talk about it a little. I just find it interesting.
That sucks for the guys, because like that's their biggest fear when admitting their feelings to the girls.
Right. I think that the worst part isn't getting a no. The worst fear is that's the end of the friendship.
Oh yeah.
That, thankfully, I've been very fortunate that has not been the case with mine. With a few situations in that regard, so I'm very thankful about that. But so there's this one video, and I was reading through the comments, and there were a handful of girls who were saying you have to end this friendship, and I'm like, what? Why? What? I don't understand. Like, so the girls, like, it's one thing for the man to be upset and be like, oh my gosh, I can't deal with these feelings for you. I can't continue to be friends with you. Which, is that right? I would argue not. You know, that's pretty obsessive. You know, but now the girls saying, oh, now I feel like the friendship is ruined because now that he has feelings for me, these are never going to go away, and therefore I can't be friends with him. I'm like, what? You know, feelings can't go away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just like,
Also, with that logic, you can't ever have guy friends.
Right.
Because at any point they'll feel something.
Yeah.
Whether it's for 5 minutes or for a few months.
Mm-hmm.
It's always
Like
gonna
it
happen.
just happens.
Yeah.
And like there's a platonic friend I definitely have. Like it is a platonic friendship, but there have been moments where I've wondered like, I don't know. That is definitely a friendship I definitely know is platonic, but there are moments where I've wondered like,
No, I get that.
And so again, I think there's an element that yes, in general, we do think differently than girls. I think there is 100% like just even from the process, just simply on the aspect of falling in love / like there like it seems kind of apparent that we operate differently in that regard, but it's I like seeing this online like is almost making me wonder like because I feel like it's been kind of like the popular like male sentiment like I'm gonna be her friend first, get to know her and then ask her out kind of thing, which I feel like we've always kind of seemed to be a very respectful thing to do,
Yeah.
not to like all of a sudden body a girl be like, oh my gosh, yes, let's go on a date and be respectful. And then now it's almost like, oh, so now if we're to be just her friends, then apparently we can't even date. I don't know. Again, like I know not every single girl operates or thinks that way, but the fact that I've been seeing this recent trend online the past few months, and it doesn't seem like it's an isolated few people. It seems like to be a lot of people think similarly.
If that's the thought process, then it's not worth having.
On whose end, the male or the female?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, specifically the male. It's like, if that's how they think of this, it's probably not going to work out.
Right. But I guess again, the fact that really sucks is like, oh, now they're gonna quit a friendship over this. You know what I mean?
I mean, friendships have ended over stupider things like $15. But yeah, no.
I don't know. It seems petty.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
I like. I would like. Here's the thing. I would like to understand their reasoning behind that. If their reasoning is feelings stay forever, then that's false. So there are some people.
It's partially true, but it's mostly false.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Um, like there will definitely be some people who will never get over their feelings, and if you feel like that is hindering their friendship, then that would make sense. You know what I mean? But to be so off the cuff, he confessed his feelings for me, therefore I can't be friends with him.
Mm-hmm.
That feels harsh. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of just saw that this one particular video just today, and I'm just like, it just feels harsh. Just feels harsh.
Mm-hmm. So,
I don't know, John. I feel like I try to bring up topic conversations, and
we
you don't.
talked about it. At least you did for
Oh gosh,
a couple
John.
minutes.
But
So, James Earl Jones.
Sounds like a familiar name.
The voice of Darth Vader.
Oh yes, I was gonna send that to you.
Has officially stepped down from voicing the character, and is allowing the voice synthesizer to recreate his voice, which is what they did for Kenobi.
Oh really?
Yes, I figured that's what they did. Like we all knew this is what they did for Kenobi, because
I mean, I
in
didn't watch
Kenobi
it.
he sounded so young, like the original trilogy of Vader. Like it sounded so young, you could barely tell if you could at all that it was a synthesizer. Like it was spot on. And so, because of that, I am sad to see him go, but I think that the technology for Vader has worked so well that I trust they can work. I don't trust replacing him with another actor because they've tried that so many times that it's never worked. So this, I think, is a logical solution and one that I think works.
How do you feel about this as it relates to the future of acting, specifically voiceover work? That now we have to credit
we're not
AI.
there yet. We're not there yet because the AI is not perfect. Like the AI for Luke Skywalker's voice, you can clearly tell that it's an AI because it doesn't have the emotion down. There's something missing in the voice. Whereas here in Darth Vader, his voice is already modulated, so it sounds like him.
Mm-hmm.
And so with voice actors, I still think that they're necessary. I still think that they're going to have the job because they can actually act emotion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we'll ever get to a point where the voices will sound exactly right. Because you have to detail in emotion, which is not that easy to do.
But still, like, this is still like the first major character to officially be replaced. I don't know officially about first, but it seems like officially first.
It officially replaced.
Like, this still opens the door for the possibility in the future. You know what I mean?
Right. Because like they could probably just get voice actors for like stuff like video games or just random stuff that's not as connected. But yeah, I was I was kind of expecting something like this because like James is pretty old and you can hear it in his voice. And it's sad that he's not voicing it because I love him, but he's probably wanting to retire as well. So
that makes sense.
Another piece of news, another great detail from the Discovery Warner Brothers situation. Most recently, a show called Open Space is being written off as a tax write-off. So the entire show is being erased from all platforms. They've halted physical copy productions. They're never going to make them anymore. They've recalled them from stores. And so once like the international Netflix deal is done, that there's no legal place to view the show.
My brain is breaking. What?
The entire show.
Like, I understand what you're saying. Why?
Because they can get money back if like they prove that this show will never see the light of day again. It's frustrating because the show has 3 seasons. The creator has been working on it for like 6 years. And it's like, you know what? No, you can't have it. Because we want money. The show's gone. You're not allowed to sell this. No one's ever gonna see this again. You can't buy it anymore. So legal copies, here we go.
That sucks.
I know. That's terrible.
They're really running this like a business, and I kind of hate it.
Mm-hmm. Like, I was optimistic about DC and some of their content, but like with all this crap going on, I'm very upset.
I think there's still at least hope for DC that they'll try to put effort into it.
But at what cost? Like,
but this is a significant cost.
Like, this is a cost. Like, I've never watched this show. I never got into it. But like, I wouldn't do this. Like I wouldn't want this on the creator. Like heck, I wouldn't even want this to happen to She-Hulk or Miss Marvel.
Right.
Like no show should deserve to be erased just because they want to make money from erasing it.
That is wild.
It's so wild. Like we thought that like getting rid of a project before it was released was wild. Having a project disappear while already being released is even wilder. Makes you question what else are they going to get rid of.
Do you feel like this will have an effect on just streaming in general?
No. Maybe with HBO Max because people are like leaving the ship, even though Game of Thrones is doing well apparently. Still, yeah, it's not great.
Like, I'm not super concerned about it from a music standpoint, but there's also an element where it is nice to have my physical media. Like, you know, like I feel like moments like this, I feel a little more like happy that I've been like collecting vinyl, you know?
Yeah, like if you got, here's the thing: the show has 3 seasons, and only the first 2 are on DVD.
Mm-hmm.
The third one is never being made into DVD. I can feel the same thing for like the Marvel Netflix shows. Netflix took a long time for them to get the DVDs. Daredevil season 3 doesn't have a DVD. Neither does
Oh.
the later seasons of the other shows. I don't think the Punisher even has a DVD. So that's a bummer.
Mm-hmm.
Still waiting on the final season of the Clone Wars. Or heck, just bring the Clone Wars back to shelves. People would buy the heck out of it. Why they're not, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know.
I really do feel like there comes a time when it's been an exclusive long enough where you should feel comfortable enough to sell them.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you make them expensive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
I mean, people want them. Like they're gonna make money from it. I don't know why they're not doing it.
well, I guess the thing is I guess the issue with Disney Plus is the fact that their main two draws to Disney Plus is Star Wars and Marvel. And without those two, there's a significant drop of subscribers. So I guess once those get released to physical media, like the less incentive people will have
Okay,
to own.
I get that, but it's been like almost 3 years since the first season of The Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
You could at least just do the first season.
I wonder what I'm really curious is the 5-year mark.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to be curious of. Like,
Mm-hmm.
not that I'm going to spend that whole 5th year anticipating it, but I feel like 5 years, if they don't do it after 5 years, it's a both of there's a chance they'll do it, or a chance that it'll never happen. Like, it could be either or. But, like, I feel like 5 years is a good time for it to be old. You know what I mean?
I know,
For
I
it to
get
be
you.
on DVD.
Yeah, no, at that point you would want to start selling special editions.
I guess also it will be really interesting to see what is going to happen with the streaming in general in the next few years, and see if this is going to lead to an increased dominance and prominence on streaming, or if we're going to try to see efforts to move away from it, or what new mediums there will be after streaming. Because let's be honest, we thought downloads were the end all be all, then became streaming. Let's be honest, even if it takes 50 years, there's going to be something beyond streaming. Like, I have no idea what, but there's going to be something.
VR streaming.
I don't want VR.
It's happening.
However,
I doubt VR. Like the method will have to change substantially for VR to be a big thing. Because like no one's gonna want to wear those stupid goggles.
No. Like I feel like it's only cool for gaming, not for metaverse.
So like once we get holograms going.
Yeah, give me a hologram. Like that's the VR that I'm more interested in. You know what I mean?
We're still a long ways from that, but yeah.
Yeah. Like not to say that I'm like fully on board with hologram end all be all, but I'm saying not. Like I'd take a hologram over a headset. You know what I mean? Like that's a more entertaining idea because it feels more tangible. You know what I mean?
Yeah, instead of like giving yourself motion sickness every time you put the thing on, you can sit back and relax with holograms like the good old days. It's just the fancy TV at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. But like, imagine if you had like a VR dedicated room that is your metaverse, your VR space, whatever, but you don't need the goggles. You know what I mean?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Like, obviously, that'd be very expensive and that'd be a very strong effort. But
or
like, that's
a more reduce it to a contact lens or a glasses.
Maybe. I would definitely take that over the goggles for sure.
A chip in your head.
I'm not going that far yet. Remember when Google had like the Google Lens like 10 years ago?
Yeah, Google Ice Glass.
It wasn't 10 years ago. It was more like 7 years. 5 years ago.
It was 10 years ago, I'm pretty sure.
Was it?
Yeah, it was around this time. 2013 maybe.
Wild to think that they discontinued it.
I wonder why. Because it didn't really work.
Oh, it didn't?
No. No one bought it. It didn't really work as well. It would probably work better now with the technology that we have.
I'm not gonna lie though, I still want to try VR with like my smartphone, like the Google Cardboard thing.
Okay. Oh,
like because like I don't necessarily have to buy a quote headset for that. I still would probably have to buy whatever cardboard thing, more just to try it out than to like actually use. You know what I mean? But it's still VR isn't necessarily something like I'm invested into like try to use or learn or understand. You know, like it is like I feel like VR for me, like the thing it makes the most sense for is like gaming, not other quote practical uses, because I don't know what practical uses they're for.
I mean, they're trying to make it so that you buy stuff through VR. It's like, oh, you can go to a virtual store. It's like you're going at Walmart, but it's virtual. But then the argument's like, well, I'd just rather go online and buy it. It's so much faster than just going through the process.
Yep.
I get the idea of going virtual, but it's not very practical.
I feel like it needs to be more developed within games.
People are not patient enough to do it.
Yeah, that is true. But like within games, like if there were more like VR concept games of like metaverse of a game, you know what I mean? Because I don't feel like those.
It's like we have VR chat. It's already the metaverse.
But I'm saying like a game. Like we have like universe games, but like if you made that VR, do you kind of know what I mean?
No.
Like if there was more of that interaction space of VR. Like imagine. But the issue with VR is I feel like the biggest issue with VR is room. Because imagine if you play like a VR version of Call of Duty and you run into the wall.
Right, but that's what you have controllers for.
But I feel like if I want to do VR, I want to run around with that gun. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then you have to set up a whole treadmill system. But then, like, you'll get tired. Like, gamers will get tired of playing. It's like, I'm out of breath. This game sucks. That's where the problem runs in. It's like people do not want to be that active. Because then they'll just go out in public and shoot anyway.
Do you feel like there's actually a future with VR?
Yes, but not in the way that they're wanting it to look like.
That makes sense.
I think the future of VR is still gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Because they've not yet perfected it, but they're getting close to. Because there are not that many VR titles for gaming, except for Half-Life Alyx. Another push in technology, but they've been wanting. Hollywood's been wanting to do a VR film, but it's difficult to do.
Again, like I am very interested in the quote leaps and bounds of technology, but really at the end of the day, it might be cool and flashing lights, but if there's no practical use for it, really doesn't mean that much in the end.
Yeah, no. Because it's not like you're sucking your brain into it. Which is what all fantasy VR feels like. It's like, your entire body is inside the game.
Mm-hmm.
But that's pretty much what VR is based on. It's like putting yourself in the game, but we're not there yet. I don't think we'll ever be there yet. Although, never say never, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I guess, sorry, just the weird thing with like the push for VR and metaverse is how it's being pushed. It's one thing for Edison to say, oh, here's a new invention, and the public is like, cool or not cool. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that it's like public, it's the future, and it might not be. You know what I mean? That's the weird thing.
I mean, Greg bought land in the metaverse.
Did he?
Just because like he thinks it'll be a good business venture to make money out of. I don't know. He's into cryptocurrency and stuff, but whatever works.
Whatever works.
It's like CVR is just The Sims, but with more effort put into it.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what it is.
Someone with their Sims account had me neighbors with Virgin from Itsy.
Okay. I mean, that's the height of luxury right there.
That's the height of luxury right there.
I'm neighbors with Itsy on Sims.
Yep.
All right. Anyway, this is a long episode once again, so we're gonna close things off for now. Mm-hmm. Any last thoughts?
No.
All right. Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.